Today I want to talk about some things I've noticed in NCAA College Football 25 and I haven't seen anyone else to talk about. Let's hop right into it. I know this really isn't a gaming or a Madden channel, but this is a game I'm really excited for, and I know a lot of you guys are too, and I just wanted to cover it. So the first and foremost thing I want to talk about is the things that have come out in the past few days. In the past few days, it has leaked and has came out that unfortunately there will not be a Mascot Matchup this year. Very unfortunate. And another thing that has been oddly phrased was that there will not be any crossplay, and that there will not be crossplay in the online dynasty at launch or possibly for the year. And I think that's very odd phrasing to specify dynasty over any other game mode. So maybe there will be crossplay outside of dynasty, I don't know. But the phrasing definitely seems like there will be some form of crossplay, but I could be wrong. We won't know for a few months. Then another thing I'm excited for is I said the hits will be bigger than Madden, with the potential for special animations and people's helmets getting knocked off. That sounds exciting. One good thing though is that there won't be an ESPN scoreboard, and a lot of people I saw hating on this and were like, oh, no ESPN scoreboard, it'll look dumb. But I think it's a great thing because from everything I've heard, ESPN wanted to make some changes to the game and have say over the gameplay elements, but I think that would be a terrible idea because the less people who have say over changes in the game, the better. That allows the devs to build their game and not a for-profit game with all the hands dipping in trying to get their profit. Also, the gameplay will be a decent amount faster than Madden. Then I've seen that recruiting will be more in-depth and include NIL. Let's hope they actually do right by this and don't cheap out like they have with Madden. And I think NCAA 14 didn't have such a great recruiting system. It was a lot more in-depth, but I think they could have added some more details. I'm excited that they're going to add more customizable equipment compared to Madden, and that players' rating will have more an effect on gameplay than in Madden. I know that like 2-star players are going to be way worse than like 5-star players, and they'll feel way different using the different depths of players, which I guess will add a different feel compared to like Alabama versus maybe like Kentucky or Arizona. So that's the newest news we've gotten. There'll be some more details on screen right here. And I just want to stop and mention my boys over at Ape Industries. Use code in the bio for 5% off the entire store. And I really like partnering with these guys. They make some great stuff. Go check them out. I would say the biggest thing I've noticed for the color schemes and for the NCAA is that it looks more drained and less detailed in some of the graphics, but more detailed in other areas, if that makes sense, compared to Madden. I would say Madden has started to lean more towards the exaggerated color palette that looks more good in gaming, whereas it doesn't really match a real life color palette like you would see in a football game. And I think it really does look good in the game, but I feel like NCAA went more towards the real life color palette. This also could just be a trailer thing because I've definitely noticed some items look a little bit different from the color palette than other items. I don't know how much editing they did for the trailer out of just gameplay and, you know, intro, cinematics, and all that, and just what's for the trailer. And I think the biggest place that you could tell that the difference in the color palette is with the Texas jerseys. And I think that you can really tell when you look at the graphic that they released from the University of Texas of their stadium. And another thing that I've noticed that this seems different is the passing system seems to have gone back to the older Madden high-low system that we've seen in past Madden games. They did say that they've completely revamped the passing system, and I think the place that this is really like detailed is when Milrow hits the corner pass and a Colorado receiver catches it, it cuts and looks like a high ball placement, even though he does do the toe tap. So it looks like that gave us some of the like teaser for the animations we're gonna get to see with catching. And I would notice that a lot of the plays didn't seem outlandish on the defensive side of the ball, like in Madden where your DB jumps 50 foot in the air and catches an interception out of nowhere. You know, that's stuff that really would not happen in real life because people can't jump that high. So hopefully they don't introduce outlandish moments like they have in Madden. I would say one of the biggest improvements that I've definitely seen is the snow and rain physics. At least in the trailer, seemed to look really good. I can't say for sure. You know, this could just be a cinematics thing or an intro thing or even just a trailer thing. Like I said before, we don't really know how the game is going to look until we're going to get our hands on it or shortly before. They've said we're going to get some gameplay coming out soon, but we're just going to have to wait for that. And one thing that I really noticed was that the trailer seemed to resemble NCAA 14 more than it resembled Madden. I really thought the game was built on a revamped version of the NCAA trailer. I thought it was rebuilt on the NCAA 14 trailer, but after it came out that it was built on Madden, I was a little bit shocked. I didn't think it looked like a Madden trailer. And then one thing I really wanted to see this game is this custom school maker back from NCAA 14. I really love doing that. You know, you can create whatever school you wanted. That was a fun thing to do with. And then one thing I would really like to be able to do is just to see how you get recruited by how you play in high school. I know that we had the high school gameplay in NCAA 14, and that was really fun because, you got recruited based on how you played. And it would be really cool to see, you maybe get a 2-star performance and you could go to a worse school and you're stuck there, or you got to walk on and you got to earn your way up at a bigger school like Alabama or like Clemson, Ohio State, one of the big schools. And then one thing that I'm excited for that I feel like they're going to add, but I'm not entirely sure. I know that it's been in past games, and I really hope that they added in this, is the ability to transfer a player from NCAA over to Madden and continue his story. I feel like, if you get the ability to transfer a player from one game to the other, it adds on to their story and just adds a lot of depth in the game and in both games overall. And another small detail I'm hoping they add is just customizable bowl games and playoffs. And then finally, I want them to add the ability to have more in-person conversations in the game. Like when in Madden, you're going through the draft and you're really having those in-person conversations, you're talking to the media and you're talking to your coaches and everything, and you're doing the coach interviews. I'd really like to see more of that in NCAA, where you're talking to the recruits and you get to choose the dialogue options, and each recruit has their own just like star list of items they're looking for in a school. And then, you choose the right options based on the dialogue option you picked, and that helps you with recruit or hurts you with recruit. And, in Madden, we didn't really get to see anything hurt us. I would say that some things just didn't help us. And I think that would really add a lot of depth in the recruiting, is just being able to actually choose the dialogue options and sit down with the recruit and to recruit them based on what they want to have in a school. Unfortunately, though, there's not many in-depth details that we're going to be able to get until we get the gameplay or until the game comes out on July 16th. But that's all. I just want to talk about that, and hopefully, y'all like this content and I can get to make more of it. So just let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.